What's up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and I gotta say, we are getting dangerously close to 5,000 subscribers on this channel, so if you're watching and you haven't hit it yet, hit that subscribe button. Now today we're talking about the highly anticipated and rushed release, The Craft Legacy.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Now, of course, the original Craft film has inspired fashion, female empowerment, and much more, witches, obviously, for generations now. We love The Craft. I love The Craft. I have a We Are the Weirdos Mr. sweatshirt. It's all there, And so I think people were a little nervous with a remake coming out, but turns out it wasn't a remake at all. It was a sequel, and that really blew my mind. This movie was directed by Zoe Lister-Jones, and that was one thing that was very exciting to me about this movie, was for it to have a female director directing teenage girls. I'm just like, yes, I want that. If the female experience is the basis of your movie, it's nice to have a female director. Now, I'm filming this a couple of days after the movie actually came out, and I'm not really sure what the overall consensus was. I've heard a couple people say they were disappointed, a couple people say they were pleasantly surprised, and so I don't really know what the general peeps think of it, but I'll tell you what I think. I liked it. Does this movie have issues? Sure, we'll get to it, but overall, I'm a fan. Let's talk about why. Now, first of all, the aesthetic and the fashion. Just as the 90s movie was like full on, like became a style icon. Like I wanted to dress like the girls from The Craft, and I think I still kind of do. This movie does that for me, but in the modern era, the aesthetic and the fashion of these girls is just so fierce. Second of all, I really liked a lot of the characters, though there wasn't a ton of character development for everyone, but I really liked these 4 teenage girls. I thought they were all so cool and like girls I would genuinely want to hang out with and look up to, which I think is really cool for a teenage audience watching this movie right now. I love that they cast a trans actress and it was not a big deal plot-wise, or it wasn't about trans trauma or anything like that. It was just like this girl living her best life. I think there are some standout acting performances in this. First of all, Kaylee Spaney that plays Lily, I think she is fabulous and a good young actress. And then a huge shout out to Nicholas Galitzine, who played this character of Timmy that goes to like a full transformation in this movie. But I loved that actor and his character in this movie. I thought was so good. Just like, he was a standout performance for me, for sure. And then the rest of the witches, Zoe Luna, who plays Lourdes, Gideon Alden, who plays Frankie, and Lovey Simone, who plays Tabby. I mean, just like all of them are just badass teen girls. They're great. Something that I liked that I was surprised about, because in the trailer, the aspects that were magical felt very over the top and cheesy to me. Like I was like, oh God, like this is not looking good for the magics. But then when I watched the movie, the kind of over-the-topness and the joy of the magic in this one, I really, really liked. They also used for the magic montage the Sharon Van Eaton song 17, which this song, every time I hear it, I could burst into tears. It is one of the, I'm honestly annoying about it because I have sent this song to so many people, but it really moves me. It's so good. Please just go listen to it if you don't know. And I actually kind of wish they put it at the end of the movie, but they put it over the magical, playing with magic for the first time montage, and I thought it worked well. But they also did a good job of making me hate David Duchovny, which I did not think was even humanly possible. And now, let's get to what doesn't really work. And like I said, I like this movie, and I think I will watch it again, but it definitely has some issues. The plot gets a little all over the place, especially in the third act. It's like I see what they're going towards, and it just goes too many places I didn't think it really needed to go. And you know what it's almost like? This is a big spoiler, so I'm not gonna say. There's a cameo at the end of the film, which will be thrilling to people, I'm sure, if you haven't seen it yet. But this is me making something up, by the way. This is not truth. This is what it seemed like to me, that they got that confirmation last minute and made the plot work in order to make that cameo happen. Now, once again, I have no idea if that is true. It's probably not true, but that's what it feels like. The last act, every plot point feels really rushed and confusing. It sort of falls apart. And even though there are these moments of like empowerment and excitement and magic that I'm just like, yes, I love it, it just falls apart. That's all I can say. Casey from my Patreon family actually saw the film today and posted this in our Discord, but said, I think if it had been a mini-series, it could have been amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like, while I was watching it, I feel like they maybe could have accomplished all of the like plot themes, everything they were trying to get to, if it had been a mini-series. But as a movie, it just felt like the third act was like squished all together to like try to make it all work. And I wish they had simplified, I guess. And then my only other complaint is that it's really not as dark as I hoped it would be. The original Craft, you know, it's so freaking dark and amazing. And in this one, they really shy away from showing the audience anything that's too grotesque or, you know, a little bit of gore. I wanted it to be a little more graphic and a little more on the horror side. This film really leans in the drama fantasy world and not so much in the horror elements. Like, there are moments in the original Craft film that I think feel genuinely scary, especially when you have Fairuza Balk as Nancy, like, going off the deep end. Like, you're scared of her, right? And this one, we never really have that moment. Like, there is a villain, but the plot around the villain is very weak. And so I didn't really find any of that very scary or unsettling. But once again, overall, I enjoyed it. I will probably watch it again at some point. I thought it was a really fun witch movie. Does it stand up to the original? Not really, I don't think. I think the original is not going to be touched. But I think this was a fun teen witch movie. And for that, I say thank you. Because that's all I want in my life, is more fun teen witch movies. So like, I'm in, you know? But I think that's it, people. If you want to check it out, I will link The Craft Legacy down below. And if you've seen it already, let me know what you thought about it. And before you go, do not leave this video. Hold on. If you have a ghost story, paranormal experience, urban legend that you would like to share with me, I'm going to be reading a bunch of them on my channel tomorrow. So make sure you either leave it down in the comments, send me an email, my email's in the description of this video, or DM me on Twitter or Instagram and send me your story, because that is going to be tomorrow's video. I'm going to be reading your freaky experiences. So if you have any, let me know. I've already got a few, so keep them coming. And that's it, people. Happy almost Halloween. Have a nice scream. Bye.